mama for some cheating lying girl. Said she loved me, said she'd be true. Sometimes I don't know what to Mountain Dew. I got tears in my eyes, tears on my jeans. I got tears on the stove to season my beans. I got nothing but sorrow on my mind. I could use a tall glass of red 40 tonight, 'cause I'm a cold red man in a bar blast world. I left the arms of my mama for some cheating lying girl. Said she loved me, said she'd be true. Sometimes I don't know what to Mountain Dew.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Mountain Dew Diaries. It's always a pleasure to do another video with you guys, and I'm happy to be back. I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode with the new setup, and hopefully it feels a bit more personable to you guys. You guys really get to experience and immerse yourselves with Mountain Dew when I'm trying Mountain Dew. So hopefully that was a positive. If it wasn't, make sure you comment down below what I could change, maybe what I could fix to make it a more enjoyable watch for you guys. But without further ado, the next Mountain Dew we will be trying is Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. As always, as described on the Mountain Dew Wiki, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar is a Mountain Dew variant with zero calories, as its name implies, compared to the 290 calories in its original, and is sweetened with artificial sweeteners instead of corn syrup or sugar that the original uses. Mountain Dew Zero Sugar is a modified version of its original formula, containing zero sugar but retaining the same citrus taste and yellow-green color as the original Mountain Dew drink. It is similar but a separate drink from its predecessor, Diet Mountain Dew. Unlike those two flavors, it does not feature concentrated orange juice. Mountain Dew Zero Sugar and its flavor lineup has 20% more caffeine than regular Mountain Dew at 68 milligrams of caffeine per 12-ounce can, instead of the 54 milligrams for the original and diet variant varieties. Its tagline is Zero Sugar Dew. So yeah, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, it's just Mountain Dew, but zero sugar and a little bit few more goodies. It's very similar to Diet, and you will see that it's maybe not the same as Diet when we move on to our tasting and first impressions. So without further ado, let's go see what my first impressions are for Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Mountain Dew Diaries. This, I think, is the new setup for our tasting and first impressions. The last one was in the car because I had a slurp or a froster, whatever it was called, slushy for the Star Spangled Splash, and I wanted to do it on the go, and I didn't want to wait, and I didn't want to set up my studio. So this is the new kind of new studio, to say the least. I've got my green Mountain Dew table here. This is not going to be a green screen, it's just going to be a green backdrop, and, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the little intro part to this video, or the introduction of the flavor, but, I mean, without further ado, the next flavor we're going to be trying is, here's the glass, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. We, of course, have tried the original Mountain Dew Diet, and this one has been the only one we haven't tried yet out of the regular bunch. You know, I'm not a big fan of zero sugar. I mean, I think it's a great thing. I think zero sugar is a good thing, but this probably has aspartame in it. Yep, which is an artificial sweetener, which I don't like the taste of. But I mean, I like a lot of other zero sugar things, as in, you know, energy drinks and that kind of deal with zero sugar. I did not like Diet Mountain Dew. It was in the F tier, and it's been, I think, maybe one other, I don't remember, the only F tier Mountain Dew on the series. So, will Zero Sugar redeem itself? And, you know, we gotta have a baseline. We gotta compare it to something. So that's why I brought in the OG. Now, this is a special bottle of original Mountain Dew. It is American Dew. The whole rebrand for this summer of 2026, celebrating America's 250th anniversary. We have full sugar Mountain Dew to compare color, to compare taste, to compare everything. But we have at least a little bit of a newer variant with the Mountain Dew. So, without further ado, I didn't do this in the last episode because you can't crack and pour a Froster, but we can crack and pour both of these. So without further ado, let's give them a crack and a pour. So, alright, 0 sugar. Smells like Mountain Dew. Alright, there we go. 0 sugar poured. I guess it's still a crack and a pour because we cracked the seal. Ooh. Alright. And then we have original. I have a backlight behind the camera, so it makes both the colors a little bit off. But if I come over here, maybe I'm just crazy, but 0 sugar seems to be a little darker. You know, I'm not 100% sure, but from just first impressions for color, 0 sugar seems a little bit darker. Let's see if there's a smell difference. Smells like Mountain Dew. Maybe it's just my sniffer, you know, giving me false accusations, but that smells a bit stronger, like a little bit of a more Mountain Dewy smell. So I guess without further ado, let's give this a try and see what it's all about. Interesting. Interesting. It almost like it comes at you with this like really like weird like flavor, like a really like bitter taste, and then it comes in with a little bit of that citrusy kind of taste, and then it ends out with a little bit of a more bitter taste. It's interesting. It reminds me a lot of Diet. All right. And let's compare it to the baseline, good old Mountain Dew. I mean, just there's a huge difference between this. And I know the bottles are a bit more carbonated than some of these cans, but let's see if the glass makes any difference. I mean, just OG, it comes straight in. That sugary rush of citrus flavor just comes right in. It's not playing around. There's no bitter tasting. While this comes in, and, you know, it kind of comes in and gives me a little of that bitter taste, a little bit of that, then a little bit of the citrus, then it ends out with a little bit of the bitter. It just clearly does not taste the same. As a Mountain Dew connoisseur, both of these clearly are not the same like flavors. Like, this one does not even compare to that one. This is so much more flavorful, so much more, you know, sugary, which, you know, you're drinking Mountain Dew. For crying out loud, you should want sugar. You should want, you know, the 290 calories compared to the 0. So I guess that's another thing, you know. 0 sugar, this has 0 calories. You know, a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of people trying to lose weight, they drink diet sodas. And I have no complaints about that. I think that's a great thing, and I think, you know, I may even start doing that, drinking, you know, stuff to manage calories and with fitness and stuff, but there's no comparison. Here's the real question. Do I think it is better than Diet? Yes. yes, 100% I think it is better than Diet. There is no ifs, there is no ands, there's no buts about it. I think it is better than Diet. But we will have to see, will it fall on the F tier like Diet did. So without further ado, let's go to our ranking and review, or review and ranking on the tier list. So without further ado, let's go do that right now.
Alright, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar, I have taste at 6 out of 10, branding at 7 out of 10, and this all rounds out to about a 6.5 out of 10. I don't think the taste is bad. It is better than Diet, but it still isn't there for all Zero Sugar. But after I kept on sipping on it, it genuinely wasn't bad. Branding at 7 out of 10, nothing really special going here. All they did was make it black and put Zero Sugar on top of Mountain Dew, and I really have no complaints about the design. It gets the point across. And overall, this rounds out to about a 6.5 out of 10. I really have no complaints about this Mountain Dew. Of course, that it's Zero Sugar. Mountain Dew, just regular Mountain Dew, is so much more better, but I think that this encapsulates it well, kind of gets the point across, but not very well. I wish a little bit more citrus flavor, maybe a little bit more sweetness, a little more artificial sweetener, but in moderate amount. But overall, not a bad Mountain Dew, just it's Zero Sugar, so that's where it takes the hit from. Alright, and I think this falls at an E on the tier list. Like I said, it wasn't at the F tier with Diet, but I don't think it deserves to be any better. All of the flavors above E tier, and I guess on top of E tier, are full sugar variants. I just don't think Zero Sugar, I don't think anything else even falls in the same realm as, you know, the full sugar. And I guess I have Zero Sugar Summer Freeze. That's the only other Zero Sugar that I have. But then again, D, I don't think this anywhere belongs anywhere above D or above C or, you know, anything like that. So, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar at E tier. Alright, thank you guys for watching another episode of the Mountain Dew Diaries. I've acquired another Mountain Dew that I will be reviewing soon, and I still have a few others to review, so I'm very excited for the next upcoming episodes of Mountain Dew Diaries. Monster Energy has been kind of dry, but Mountain Dew has low-key been popping off, so you guys are going to be seeing a lot more Mountain Dew Diaries. So, that's really about it. See you guys. Peace!